August 2026. Number 2, I invite members of the public to comment or ask questions on matters in respect of the business on the agenda. Please note, no questions can be asked in respect of confidential items, not that we have any tonight. Any members of the public got any questions? No. I have one question which came in by email, or came in to the Parish Council by email, or comment on one item on the agenda, which I'll cover now. Agenda item 11C, terms of reference for the exercise equipment working group. Suggestion for the terms of reference for Whitfield exercise equipment working group add further purposes to research and provide data on the extent of use or lack of use of similar equipment in other similar villages, and whether the pattern of use increases or decreases over the time. To consider the additional cost of manufacture and maintenance of the equipment, given we are in a coastal location. So I think we'd like to discuss that briefly when we come to that agenda item, maybe. Because the only thing I can really see there is the coastal location part. So I don't know whether we're talking metal equipment or I have no idea. Okay, thank you. To record apologies for absence. To receive and record apologies for absence. Maybe Councillor Lack. To consider any requests for approval of reasons for absence not applicable. Code of conduct. To receive any disclosures by members of personal traditional interest in matters on the agenda. Members are reminded A, to repeat their declaration immediately prior to commencement of the item, and B, complete a declaration form.
Item 7, tennis club.
Item 7, tennis club. Item 9, Wakeham's, I'm a member of Robert's Planning Committee. And item 10, I am a member of Robert District Council, the other contracting party to the SIL.
All right. Thank you.
So 9 and 10.
Not the tennis club.
Not this one.
Thank you. Right, item 6, use of pesticides. Consider whether the use of pesticides on parish council owned or managed land is appropriate, and if so, whether any conditions or restrictions should apply to their use. I'm a bit unclear whether we're talking pesticides or herbicides, whatever they're called.
Pesticides is like
Let's call it weed killer.
Term, isn't it, for includes herbicides, so that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Weed killer.
I think there's just really going around the table getting people's feelings on the use of weed killer then.
Does it need a blanket rule, or is it more of a case by case?
Good point.
Does the parish council require a...
I don't think it would ever. I don't think there would ever be extensive use. I think it's specific to
a certain area
situation which came up.
It's not a go-to solution for anybody, really, is it?
No. But I can understand how it would be helpful in that particular case.
There is a couple of areas that can be useful when you've got sort of a reoccurring weeds, perennial weeds that are coming through.
And you can't dig them out because it causes ground instability.
So it's just sort of, one-off from time to time, or things like bracken as well that can be useful on a specific occasion, for me. But
anybody else got any comments?
Just that the recent weather we've had in the last 4 or 5 months would say to me killing any kind of vegetation, even if it's dying, would harm the environment for any insects and hence the whole chain right the way through. In a different kind of time it might be different, but at this point in time I would see it's very inappropriate.
Okay.
I would see very little need for it, but if there were to be a need for it, we need to ensure that we comply with the manufacturer's instructions and any legal restrictions there might be. But otherwise, I'm sure it can be used. Brighton City Council experimented with not putting weed killer on their pavements a few years ago, and it was quite a disaster. You know, sometimes it just happens.
I think my only 2 points would be that we've got to appreciate that Sussex County Council routinely do it once a year. I think I'm right in saying that on Curve and some verge, and we've had an incredibly low growth season for weeds last 3 or 4 months. I would like to think of the state of that particular footpath in question if it had been a normal season. So, I mean, I personally, I shouldn't say personally, I can see very controlled and very limited use has its purpose.
So, Chair, why is it on the agenda? How did it come to be?
Councillors were discussing using it on the pathway up to Woodfield, but some people had objections to the use of it. So
Okay.
I thought it would be best to discuss it, but we could just do it on a case by case basis. So if something came up where the use of it would be, we felt would be appropriate, we could bring it to the next parish council meeting, discuss it and say yes.
I mean, why? It's really, there's other things to discuss, right? Not every time we break out some weed killer.
Some people have got strong feelings towards it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
I'm thinking it's the path from Woodland Way.
Yeah, so it'd be for herbicide.
Yeah. I think
Killer.
the only other thing to try and at least find out, because I have no knowledge of these things, is how long is it supposedly, and I use the word supposedly, toxic to animals. I take Derek's point, it's a destruction of certain
It's only
plants, floral.
all the time it's still wet. If it's once it's dried, it's not toxic.
Right.
It usually, most of the herbicide, when I use them, within the next couple of hours, basically they've dried and gone into.
Yeah.
So by the time you do,
It's quite modern now, isn't it? We're not talking about what was that stuff?
and also
DDT.
when you spray, you've got equipment that basically spray on that particular weed. You don't spray, the whole path. You only go on a specific, and then it just goes on the leaf, and then kills the leaves within 24 hours, basically, with the roots.
That's the important thing, it kills the roots, isn't it? The only alternative would be the flame killer, one of those flame killers. Which
I think that would, in the current conditions, that would be far worse.
The flame weed killer, I've used it in the past, and basically it takes hours to burn the weed if the weed is green. So it's you're using a gas which is irrelevant. You might as well dig it up and better use.
Sorry, I think Dave.
Well, I brought this up originally, and one of the things that you can use on them is one that contains glyphosate. I think that's the right word. And it dries very quickly, and after that it's not harmful. It's only harmful if a dog went and licked it off straight away.
Yeah.
Once it's dried, within a couple of hours it's perfectly safe.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say we should leave it to the experts. Either the contractor who we use to do the grass cutting, or experts in terms of gardeners who are going to do the maintenance. Just that they do the appropriate thing.
Danielle,
We
do
can
it.
speak
That's rain license.
Okay, can we have a quick consensus then, please, on controlled usage, maybe down to councillor Dominic?
Yeah.
I sort of over controlled. So, sorry, it's carried controlled. Very specific usage.
Okay, specific usage.
With resident protection during use.
All those against?
Yeah, if you want to show those against, do you want that documented?
Yeah, I'll
Right.
minute.
Okay, so one against and take it one abstained. Right. Tennis court vegetation clearance, 450 to 500 to be consider the vegetation clearance surrounding the tennis courts previously agreed last October on the 28th. Item 12, or reference 25185, but was not undertaken during that financial year due to the very wet weather.
Redeclare.
Sorry?
Redeclare.
It's just the town's interest.
Oh, yes, sorry. Sorry. So I think it needs to.
It needs doing. We've agreed to do it.
Needs
Do it
doing.
before, and yeah.
Is that a new estimate, or have we got a requote?
And that's it's all the same. I'm just putting it on there because it was.
Can we get it done before the
agreed
rain
on the last
starts?
financial year.
Are we in agreement for the? Yeah. So you're clear what it was, because I think some of you, Eric, it's just like angling down the top growth of the trees, so sunlight gets on the tennis court during winter, so it doesn't go completely algified. Thank you. Right, request to use item 8, Woodfield request. Consider request from the member of the public to use Woodfield Recreation Ground for a birthday party on the 12th of September 2026, I'll make that. 2012.
Yes,
To
yeah.
include
That's
Yes.
Probably quite old
Where
now.
are we?
The application needs to be amended as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the application here. The insurance side, obviously we have 10 million. Activate, who would the hut which would host the party, it's got 10 million. Bouncy Castle people always have a minimum of 5 million, so I think the insurance is covered. Of course, the big question is, in light of the circular email which came round this afternoon, there's a big question mark over the barbecue situation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen anyone reply yet on against Rother's proposal. I think it's going to go ahead within almost in the immediate effect. So to rule out the barbecue up to a great extent.
Depends on whether we've had loads of rain.
Yeah.
But that's what I was going to say, that we're a bit for catch-22 because even if we get loads of rain, timescales might not allow it by the 12th of September. By the time you've put in the request to lift the ban.
And in 1986 it'll be fine.
Sorry?
In 1986 it'll
1986 wasn't a problem.
Well, it'll be fine, won't it?
So I think we just have to discuss whether we let obviously the use of the bouncy castle on Woodfield, and it's only a very small one apparently. Yeah.
That's what it's there for, right?
Yeah.
So
Had them before, haven't they? Been there before.
Daniel, do you want to confirm that with them and say we're sorry, but we've got a gut feeling? Would we, if the ban doesn't come in, would we allow the standard high-level raised gas barbecue?
I thought the ban was only for Rotherland, so we can make our own decisions on our own then. Because so it doesn't.
I'm not too sure about that, but the barbecue situation is actually covered by our Woodfield
you can't say that.
usage anyway. So it is only the bouncy castle really in question.
But there's been bouncy castles on the recreation ground before, hasn't there?
Yes, yeah, it's just that it is. It's got to be requested through
Oh, I
the
see.
parish council.
This is in a public place within that area.
I think I read it as,
Oh yeah, managed by a local authority,
Yeah,
not
managed
the
by a
local
local
authority. So, yeah.
but that's covered in our own rules of Woodfield anyway. So. Okay,
It's national.
thank you. Wakeman's Farms, and if you want, I'm not going to discuss anything other than, well, you've given a declaration, both of you, but there's nothing to discuss about the speech tonight. It's just with the timescales, if it comes up in September, the hearing will be prior our next meeting, so it's really slightly wrapped up with item 11, scheme of delegation anyway. It's just so when we get to that, everyone's happy with agreeing the speech by email.
Commenting and then.
And commenting and then getting it returned. Very short timescales are allowed, because I don't propose to finalise the speech until the agenda's out. So literally we'll have about 4 days
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Friday to Thursday.
Okay,
Fine, yeah.
thank you. Rother District Council's Community Infrastructure Levy Agreement to consider and approve the draft funding agreement relating to the installation of the foul water sewer and the expansion and resurfacing of the driveway and parking area at Woodfield. So,
Redeclare again.
yep. Where are we? So you've all received it.
Yeah.
Could have looked at it. It's just what the actual agreement between Rother would be and ourselves if it goes ahead, which is basically we can match fund this project up to the maximum of their £36,384.90. And we have up until November 2027.
Yeah. And also if we,
It's not very long.
if approved at the meeting, can we also, if councillor could authorise for Jeff and I to sign it on behalf of the council when I've received the hard copy from Rother District Council, then I don't have to bring it back to council again.
Can I, are we going to make an amendment?
To this agreement, I would have thought so.
Yeah, if there's
Okay.
something that you think needs amended, then I
Just
can
on-
go back to them.
On page 3, I think it is. Page 3. Under proposed amendments, it says organised events over 10 persons, that's fine. Under that, it says, or any activity that is dangerous, noxious, offensive, illegal or immoral, or that may become a nuisance to neighbouring properties. I really think it should be and other users. Because it's not properties, if it's
Yeah,
any of those other things.
This
it
is
should
just that
be-
they're looking at that on the screen, which is not the same page that you're looking at.
Oh, is it? Hold on.
Or even though it has a number 3 at the bottom of it, but it's at the bottom right hand side.
Sorry.
Exactly,
It's
paragraph
the
3.
third, it's the third paragraph.
Go down, no.
It's just before health and safety.
Further on.
Yeah, go. Go. No, that can't be right.
What paragraph number is it?
On the what?
Has it got paragraphs? No, it hasn't got,
That's what it says there.
for organised. This is for casual.
That's one.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about
Oh,
something
you're
totally different.
in, yeah.
I'm talking about something totally different. Ignore me.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Your, it's under limitations to use. You're talking about the Woodfield recreation ground rules.
I was. Yeah. That was it.
All right.
Is it the limited liability or use?
Can we amend that, please? Run that.
Yeah, if you bring it up when we get there.
Yeah.
Oh, are we going through that again?
So is everyone looking happy with the draft?
There is just one point. On 6.2, it says that at any point, just go to 6.2, don't it? So they require us to do such and such, and then they can ask us to pay back the grant within 14 business days of a request from the council. It's like, really?
Is that for an accidental payment?
Well, it's just
If council requires the applicant to repay.
yeah. So if you sort of commit to these things, but they give themselves. I just thought 14 days is.
It's 14 business days.
Yeah,
But it's still a little bit.
it's still normally 30 days would be normal, just to allow us to
30
chance to
days.
meet,
And
to
then
talk
what
about
Right,
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
On what basis?
I just thought it was quite excessive.
Yeah, but I'd be sending them the invoices and obviously they'd agree them, so I don't see why we would need to
No,
pay
no,
back
don't
any of the
think-
Well, it's only if
It was paid back the grant. No.
But it's only if we did something horribly wrong.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's a really bad breach.
I can
No,
ask
it's if
them
they
to-
overpay by mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just more. In normal business terms, you sort of okay. We meet once a month. So
Yeah.
if something
Yeah.
comes up, we'd have to get together and talk about it before we
Yeah.
decide to pay.
Shall I say 20? Shall I ask them if they can amend it to 20?
28 days or something like that.
28
Well, it needs to be
business days.
2 months, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you could be inside one month, just miss it, then go to another month to get it approved.
It just gives us a bit more leeway, just in
Yeah.
case. I'm not saying we're going to breach it at all, but just when you read a contract like that, it's like,
Okay, so how long in working days are we talking?
well, 28 working days
28.
would give us
Are
time.
you happy with that?
Yeah.
Make it
Or
30
30,
working days.
If you are
28
going back to them, would you just find out sort of on what
Is it 6
basis?
weeks, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's a bit of a random,
Yeah,
you know,
there is some stuff in there, but it just seems to be.
sort of a random
Be a pretty
blanket
bad
clause.
breach.
It's
Yeah,
a
it would be.
blanket clause, you know, it doesn't
think it-
specify
I
anything.
think it ought to be 30 working days on the basis there's 5 working days in a week. Because really, if you say 28, that's sort of like 5 and a bit.
Okay.
Just to round it, we're rounding
We'll
it.
round it up to
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
one, yeah. Any votes on 30?
I'm just
Enjoy it.
being practical.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Chairman, the only clarification is that if you don't pay within 14 days or whatever time you get, they charge you 3%. I presume that's 3% per annum. It doesn't actually say so, but I just made the assumption.
Yeah.
Was
Well, it's
Yeah.
above the
3%
base.
3% above base rate.
Is that
It's
above
above
base
the base rate.
Above the base rate.
3%.
West.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Which
a
is
normal
standard government.
term, unfortunately.
I think we're worrying about a very unlikely
Yeah.
scenario.
Yes.
Please God.
Yes,
Why did they put it
Yes,
in
to
the
review the
contract?
agreement.
That's always been my argument with the
Yes.
lawyer, that if you don't
Probably
need it, they go, oh, we don't
standards.
need the clause, well,
That's
why have you put it in the contract?
Yeah.
Take it out.
The only
Can't
thing
answer
is,
that.
the only thing is, it's not giving us very long, is it, to get it done, or are you anticipating it'll be done quite quickly? Because 2027 is only next year, without which be good.
The rough plan in at the moment it will be spring.
Yeah, but yeah, just flagging up that it's not very long. So if it's not finished by then,
Oh, we'll be finished by then. It's not a huge
weather
job to
weather
answer.
permitting.
Yeah, but it is weather permitting.
Well, there you go.
Mm.
So
We can discuss in great length in
It
September.
will be on the September agenda.
right, okay.
Okay, item 11, policies and documents. A, scheme of delegation. To consider and approve a scheme of delegation to the clerk and responsible finance officer. I think, well, no. Daniel looked into it, and I think I'm right in saying, and she'll sure shout at me if I'm not, is that we don't actually have a right to agree, discuss by email, unless outside an agenda item at the moment.
Sorry,
We have-
you
is that
can
right?
agree, you can discuss things by email, but councillors can't approve to do things by email. But obviously, if there's something that needs to be agreed, then I can get your comments and then I can do it myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Rather than council doing it over email, it would be me doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, council doing it outside of a meeting. It would be delegated so I can do it with your comments.
But you would only do it with consent of councillors.
yes.
So it's a reversal
Well,
of how it
you
normally works.
Agreeing to the scheme of delegation is giving me consent
Yeah.
to do things outside of meetings.
I think we had it under the old council, and it was,
Yeah,
may
we
not
did.
been applicable at first because Daniel didn't have a seal cut, but now she has seal cut.
Yeah.
You can do it without silver.
Oh, you can do it.
Yeah, it's just you giving me.
Overlooked. So do we all understand the concept?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, one question. Wasn't it before up to a certain sum of money?
There is a,
Yes,
oh
it
yes,
is.
but
Yes.
But is this beyond that? Is this
No, no, no,
decision
no,
making
no,
or
no.
just
No, this is-
expenditure items?
no, it's just
decision making.
decision making by
It is
email
it's
outside.
expenditure
Something
items as
comes
well.
up outside or in between meetings of urgency.
Okay.
It is expenditure, but there's only a limit, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because
up to
we voted on that
500.
before.
Yeah.
So,
It's five-
Yeah, the annual meeting.
It's 500, which obviously is already in our financial regulations. But I've already got authority to spend up to 500, and then it's 1,000 for an emergency. But
Yeah.
obviously I would likely send an email around to everyone first, unless it was a life or death situation, and check and get your comments before I did anything. So
Apart from which, then you know, you'd have the deep joy of having another EGM, wouldn't you? So,
Absolutely.
emergency general meeting.
So we're happy with
Yeah.
the
Aye.
Scheme of delegation.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. B. Woodfield rules. Consider and approve amendments to Woodfield rules. I'm sure you've all read it. I think they're highlighted, the changes. Okay.
That's
Here we
it.
go. Nothing major.
That's it. Well, I want to amend it. Was the one after that.
Right. Okay. So
Removing properties and
yeah, we'll
users
just
and
cover this one. So we agree. Do we agree to this amendment? Organise events over 10 persons without permission from the parish council or parish clerk acting under delegated authorities.
yeah.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Thank you.
That's just in line really with the
existing ones.
The-
scheme delegation.
Yeah.
And then that, but and underneath that.
Under 3. You didn't like
No,
3, wasn't
No,
it?
no, it's just under the
And
yellow
last
bit.
with the one with the asterisk. Was it the asterisk?
Yeah, the yellow bit then says.
This one?
Yeah, that bit. Neighbouring properties. Well, it's not just properties; it's people. So it should say and users of the field or something.
Oh, right.
So
So
we're
it's
talking about immoral and noxious and stuff.
Up, sorry, up.
no, it's underneath the yellow.
Yeah, but what number is it on
Oh,
there?
sorry.
Is it in? I'll just put
Just
it in a second. I'll just put limitations.
Limitations of use at the bottom.
And so add and field users and other field users.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
please.
We've just put members of the public.
Yeah.
Other.
Yeah, members of
Yeah.
the public could do.
Right. Organised events applications. So proposed amendment for part 2. A detailed application of use should normally be submitted in the minimum for 8 weeks before use. Both application forms are available from the parish website and clerk. A request made in less than 8 weeks notice may be refused on ground of insufficient notification. The parish clerk may, under delegated authority, accept and determine an application received with less than 8 weeks notice where the clerk considers there is sufficient time to properly consider the application. I think the changes come in because this year we've had more than normal requests to use Woodfield, and let's be honest, most people don't bother or don't even know that on their website is a condition of use policy for Woodfield. And a couple of obviously thought a couple of weeks is long enough, unknown that they should be given 8 weeks notice. So it's really just if they don't give 8 weeks notice, and if needed, Daniel can make an intelligent decision on allowing that usage or not.
Like the 40th birthday party
Like
in
the 40th
September.
birthday party.
Which
I
is
mean-
in what, 3 weeks' time, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
The presumption has to be that it gets used by people who want to use it,
yeah,
right? Unless there's a reason not to.
Yeah.
So the rules have to fall on the side of flexibility and reasonableness, because it's a public space for the public,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm.
you know.
yeah. I mean, it's an unprecedented year, but it
Yeah.
could grow in popularity now that there's such a lovely, well-decorated activate hut up there. With new facilities.
False. You're not allowed to
I think
advertise.
it's a perfectly logical way forward.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just think back to your point now, it's how do we make people aware that they should be applying for permission? Because as a member of the tennis club,
Yeah.
we didn't know that we had to apply until I sat in one of these meetings and worked out that we probably should do.
We should do
So I just feel that
circular
yeah, if we want people to comply with this, we do need to let them know that they should be asking for permission rather than just rocking up for a party and then
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
We could put a notice on the notice board.
Yeah, I'm doing notice boards
Yeah.
and put on
Yeah.
the FRA.
just
Please be aware,
Yeah.
we have rules of Woodfield usage.
yeah. Well, we want people to use it.
Yeah.
So it's just more letting them know that they should be at least applying properly through it.
Yeah, okay.
Does that apply the same in parks? If you were in Hastings and Alexandra Park, do they have? Is that a similar thing to parks?
Depends on their rules, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
I think people might mistake it because they just think, oh, it's a park.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like parks are slightly bigger, isn't it? So you can,
I mean,
Not as big as
I've
Hyde Park.
witnessed up there over the years plenty of like kids' birthday parties over the swings.
yeah.
You know, what can you do if they're up there having a little 4-year-old's birthday party?
Yeah.
Not a lot. 3, such applications will be placed in front of the PC at the next council meeting. The PC reserves the right to make any further inquiries for granting or refusing the application. Proposed amendments. Such applications will normally be placed in front of the PC at the next council meeting unless the applicant falls within the parish clerk's delegated authority under the council's scheme of delegation. The PC reserves the right to make any further inquiries for granting or refusing the application. Translated means? The proposed amendments here. Does that mean?
So if the application is received before the next full parish council meeting, then I can decide whether to refuse or grant the application. It's basically the same as what we just discussed.
Yeah. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Sort of confused by it. Why do we have this rule?
No, it's
Because we're delegating.
Yeah, it's just
No,
so
but why
it
do we have
aligns.
why do people need permission? Because clearly there are organised events that I guess you don't want private events to clash with.
Yes,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
there's diary
exactly.
reasons as well,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
lovely.
Might be easier doing it the other way around. Just put the big events up on the notice board and say it's not available.
You're thinking too much about it,
Well,
sorry.
And at least if they've applied, then they're saying that they agree to
Yeah.
the terms.
You do need this in here actually, because otherwise, someone would argue the toss. So
Okay.
Mhm.
And you've all read terms of reference of the Woodfield Working Party.
Yeah.
Are we happy with that?
Did you want to discuss adding that bit in, or
That's terms of reference for the exercise one, isn't it?
that's what you want, isn't it?
Oh yes, sorry. Skim read. Okay, yes, item C, terms of reference to consider and approve, terms of reference for the exercise equipment working party. So I read out a communication which came in. So really, are we happy with the terms of reference for the working party?
Can you read out what that emails or
Can you read
gist
out
of what
the
that gist
communication?
email
The
said?
And I think one point on the email is being covered on section 9, it's the bullet point of 7 down.
Right, so the
The
email...
maintenance and future replacement costs, which was their concern.
Right, okay, yeah. So the suggestions of terms of reference for Woodfield Exercise Equipment Working Group add further purposes to research and provide data on the extent of use or lack of use of similar equipment in other similar villages and whether the pattern of use increases or decreases over time, and to consider the additional cost of manufacture and maintenance of the equipment given the coastal location. So I think Derek's right, that one's been covered. I have no knowledge of how much this sort of equipment gets used. I find walking up the hill to the playing field is enough exercise for me.
I think the point is valid, which is we'll talk to other people, find out whether or not it's something that's used or not. 'Cause if it's not used, then it's going to be a bit of a white elephant. If it is used, then that will help our case for justifying that we should spend some money on it.
We did install it, them in Icklesham, over the parish. I think we've got 3 sets, and they, obviously I go around every week and I generally don't see people on them that often, but I think that Woodfield is used more perhaps than the play areas. I don't know what it's like on weekends.
However, I was speaking to one of your parish councillors who lives closer,
Yeah.
and he said that It's well used.
Yeah, it might be the times that I go round because people are at work. Obviously, when I go round,
Yeah.
so on Saturday,
Yeah, and
Sunday,
then I
it
was
might
talking
be-
about, you know, the people on the ones on the beaches.
Yeah,
and,
and it
down
might
the
be earlier in the
So-
morning.
Yeah.
So, sorry, the
gonna
point
be
was,
difficult.
in the terms of reference, should we consider the information and talk to others? Yes, we will. Will we gather some information?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. And then we can get the contacts to talk to people and
Yeah.
follow it through.
Mm.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes
actually.
perfect sense.
Because if you remember, there was the contention.
I think
Triangulated survey.
Old
villages.
you see the amount of money we're spending on children.
Officially signed off.
Well, that's better than money.
Yeah, no, that's not
Are you gonna pay for that?
You kicked off about the amount of
I'm
money.
going to say it's quite hot.
For a small percentage of
So we'll gather some information. That's all we can do.
How much did the swings get?
really saying
Well,
yeah,
we're spending
Yeah,
a lot of money.
these are a fraction of the cost of the swings.
Yeah.
Small
And you get like 3
percentage
bits of equipment, don't you?
Yeah.
where there's all these older people
We,
who
yeah,
want to
we,
get
we, will,
involved.
we will consider it. We'll talk to some
And I
others. We'll get
can
some case
see that
studies.
Yeah.
The few we've looked at, we've got some really good case studies.
Right.
Which is what you
Yeah,
think.
so just
Yeah.
flagging that up, that, you
Okay.
know,
I'll control that.
Oh, we need to appoint who's
no,
the chair.
I'm just saying that
We do that
is
in our meeting.
an issue, so there isn't a
Because in terms of reference, very clear about that.
considerable amount of use, and I can see that's going to
Decide
come
if we
back.
want to
It is so-
propose
Okay.
We can't propose yourself. So it's
Yeah, sorry, Duncan, can you just
Sorry.
sort of let Daniel know now exactly what you want to have added near enough?
I will send you a note. Yeah. So let me reread the terms of reference, because I think
Yes.
most of it that's raised there is covered. But then they're specific about gathering information. I'll send something to you tomorrow, Daniel.
Is that
Is that
okay?
okay?
Yeah.
She looks forward to that.
Okay, all right. Anybody else got any comments for the terms of reference for the exercise equipment working party? Okay, thanks very much. Finally, let's close the meeting. Date and venue of the next meeting, September the 29th, 2026, here at Fairlight, Parish. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks. So why did we have this?